My top 7 hottest niche lists for 2024. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I want to give you my top 7 best niche lists for 2024. I know everyone and their mom is going after the same paid list that you've probably heard a million times already. But what I want to do today is do something a little different. I want to share the 7 hottest niche lists for 2024. Lists that are not the easiest to get, but when you get in front of these sellers, they're actually more motivated than ever to actually sell the deal. This is going to be a list of sellers where if you have 1,000 of these, you have the best chance of getting a deal out of 1,000 paid lists from prop stream or batch leads. So number 7 here, and starting off pretty quick here, is digital bandit signs. Now, I absolutely love digital bandit signs and I highly recommend it. Most wholesalers don't even know what digital bandit signs are. Digital bandit signs are basically we buy ugly houses bandit signs that you're used to putting out on the ground. But besides putting it on the ground, we actually put it on the internet. So on Craigslist and Facebook posts, we'll go and tell people that we're looking to buy a couple houses for cash. Now, in my free real estate wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com, I do share exactly how I do this step by step, but I do highly recommend that if you are going to start doing this strategy, you should implement AI to do most of the grunt work for you. The reason why I haven't really talked about posting digital bandit signs out too much before AI was it was just a ton of work. Writing 50, 60, 70, heck, hundreds of variations every single month is a ton of work, and that's hours and hours and hours. But with the advent of AI, you can do it all with a click of a button. Check it out in my free real estate wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com, exactly how to do it step by step. Now, number 6 here is not a free list, if that makes sense, but it's definitely a niched out list that most wholesalers aren't going after. And this is going to be any really stacked list. And what I mean by a stacked list is it's a list stacked on another list, stacked on another list, and then finding the common properties in all 3 or 4 of these properties. For example, if I pull a list of all the probates and then I pull a list of all the pre-foreclosures, I want to see which one of these pulls up more than once. So if I have a list of all 1,000 probates for the city for the past month, and I have a list of all the pre-foreclosures, I'm going to see which one shows up more than once. And it looks like 123 Carnival Avenue shows up as a pre-foreclosure and a probate, which means the property is a probate and no one's paying the mortgage and it's actually behind. That's double motivation, which means double the money usually and double the amount of wholesaling deals we can do if we only do stacked lists. I highly recommend you look at lists that cross-section with each other so you actually can get a ton of motivation. Anything cross between a pre-foreclosure and a vacant and high equity, maybe you can mix a government list with this. I love mixing the probates with the vacants or the probates with the high equity. The best way to do this is by just putting it all in an Excel sheet, making a quote master list, and then seeing if any of these properties pull up more than once or quote duplicates. Number 5 here, and these are one of my personal favorites and something I need to wake you up right now because you're probably not doing yourself. This is going to be the water shutoff and the fire damage property list. These two are some of my favorite wholesaling real estate lists, and they're the best niche lists because no one goes after them and there's super motivation with them. Think about this, for example. Let's go after the water shutoff list here. The water shutoff list is a list of people that don't have water running on their property. You obviously don't want to be living in an area that has no water running on it. So there's tons of motivation for someone to sell the house and get rid of it. Same thing with a fire damaged property. It's a house that caught on fire and you might be like, oh, why am I going to go after these people? That doesn't sound right. Well, they got insurance checked and the house has damage and it's ugly because it's on fire. You can fix it. It's not that complicated to do. And most fires aren't the whole house completely burned to the ground. Most of them 10, 15, 20%. Most fires happen in a kitchen or in a bathroom. So usually it's only those houses or rooms that are damaged. And sometimes the wife or the husband, they just want to get rid of the house and sell it for cash and we take care of the repairs. These repairs are costly, expensive, and they're a ton of work to be doing. Now, number 4 here is something that I've been preaching forever, but this is so simple. It's the liens. And if you're watching this video and you don't know what a lien is basically a judgment on a property due to some circumstance. And so, for example, if you don't pay your credit card bills and you own a house, Capital One, for example, can put a lien on your house, which means when you sell the house, Capital One gets, for example, $3,000 that was owed to them, and they get that money back. Now, there are millions of type of liens out here. There are tax liens, people are not paying their taxes. There's credit card debt lien lists. The IRS actually gets liens if you don't pay your federal taxes. Your state, if they have a income tax, can do liens on you. There's mechanics liens. people not paying their handyman or their workers if they're working on the property, child support liens, and I can go on and on about this. One thing I would recommend though is any type of mechanics or child support lien, I would not be going after those. I'm just, in my experience, they don't work good for wholesaling. But any other type of lien on it, go after it. As long as the person owns real estate and there's a lien on their house, it's a great wholesaling lead to be going after because they're more motivated than the average person to want to get rid of the property for cash. Number 3 here, and one of my personal favorites, drawing for dollars and reverse drawing for dollars. Drawing for dollars is simple. Get in your car, look for ugly houses. That's what it is. The reason why this is such a great niche list is because no one can go after these leads. No one can go buy a drawing for dollars list. You don't buy it, you earn the list, right? Because in wholesaling real estate, we have free government lists, we have paid lists, and then we have earned lists. Earned lists are actually the most lucrative type of list to get because you can't buy it or hire someone to get it or just get it online or make a call and get it. You have to actually go out here and earn it yourself. So if you go in your car and look for the ugly house, you're good to go. Google Maps sometimes doesn't get the good information, so getting it with your own eyes still in 2024 is one of the best strategies to get wholesaling real estate deals. If you don't believe me, look at the testimonials we have at freewholesaling.com. A large portion of these people got their first wholesaling real estate deal by either drawing for dollars or reverse drawing for dollars. Now, you might be asking, what's reverse drawing for dollars? Reverse drawing for dollars is basically the art of when you're drawing for dollars, you see the ugly house, you actually don't get their address, you actually get a sticky note and you put it on the house, kind of like a piece of direct mail. And you write on there, hey, this is Zach, I had a quick question about your property, please give me a call back. Reverse drawing for dollars works extremely well, and still to this day, no one outside of me or Rick ever talk about this method, and it drives me crazy. It's a great way to get your first wholesaling deal that doesn't require a ton of work. It doesn't require you cold calling for hours and hours. You just get in the car, put your favorite tunes on, and just go to work. If you want to know exactly how to answer the phone calls if you put a sticky note out, or my best tips and tricks for drawing for dollars, or actually watch me driving around looking for ugly houses, just go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. Number 2 here, and this is a list that's making a big comeback in 2024. These are going to be the pre-foreclosures. Don't get me wrong. I get how pretty much anyone and their mom can get a pre-foreclosure, and it might not seem like a niche list right now, but I cannot stress this enough. This is a niche list. This is still a list that requires a lot of work. It's not the easiest list in the world to get, and it does require some effort to do. The reason why I'm adding pre-foreclosures on here right now is it requires effort. These sellers need to sell their house. They don't want to sell their property, they need to sell their property. This list works really well in wholesaling real estate because these people are behind on their mortgage and they have 60 to 90 days to get rid of their house or the property's gonna get auctioned off, and they need to get rid of the property and they need to sell it. This is a great opportunity for us wholesalers to reach out to these people and see if they're looking to sell their property. Now, this is not a good cold calling list. This is more of a reverse drawing for dollars list or a SMS text blasting list. You might be like, how do I reverse drive for dollars a pre-foreclosure? I'm not driving around looking for it. Well, you kind of are. If you get a list of, let's say, 50 pre-foreclosures for the day, you can get those addresses, drive to the house, and put a sticky note on the door. This is a great method because they're really notoriously hard to cold call because they have so many loan sharks and loan servicing and credit card companies calling them that they don't answer their phones, but they'll answer a sticky note that piques their curiosity. So that's a huge recommendation I have for you. Now, you might be watching this and be like, oh, I don't want to put sticky notes out or do that. Why do you think you're telling yourself you don't want to put these sticky notes out? Why do you think you're telling yourself you don't want to pull these type of lists? The reason why you don't want to be pulling these type of lists is because it's extra work. Your brain's trying to stop yourself from working even harder. And this is the sad reality of how our brains work and how wholesalers work around the country. Yes, it's more difficult, but if you can go above and beyond what the average person's willing to do, which are these niche lists, and call them, text them, reach out to them via drawing for dollars or reverse drawing for dollars, you can be one of the select few people to actually get wholesaling real estate deals done on a monthly consistent basis. Now, drum roll please, my number 1 niche list for 2024, you probably guessed it, these are going to be the probates. And heck, even the obituaries now. Probates are still as hard as ever to pull the list, but once you're able to pull this list of super motivated sellers that need to get rid of their house, and heck, these people don't even have the emotional attachment of owning the property, it's an amazing wholesaling list to be going after. I've been talking about it forever about how to pull probates from the county clerk of the court by calling them, getting the public dockets, and actually just doing whatever it takes to get this list because I'm that zoned in on how well this list works. It's to this date my most profitable wholesaling list when I look at my ROI and my return on time when it spends on my marketing. And my biggest deals per deal are always gonna be probates. These are deals where you can get $40, $50, $60, $70,000 this month by wholesaling this type of list. Why? Because not enough people are pulling this list. There's a ton of motivation with these sellers and they need to sell now. So if you wanna learn actually how to pull probates, I do recommend, I know I'm a broken record here, but go to freewholesaling.com. It's my free wholesaling course. I actually can't share with you on YouTube right now, me behind my computer, pulling the probate lists. It'll actually get removed and taken down due to YouTube's privacy policies that are just updated. But I have a private server in freewholesaling.com where I actually can share the screenshot, screen share, and not actually get the video taken down because I own the website. So definitely go there and check it out. And heck, even the obituaries now, if you're really struggling to get the probates, check out the obituaries, reverse engineered, or the death records, and go after those heirs and reach out to them. If you don't know how to get the heirs' phone numbers, you should try a website like cyberbackgroundchecks.com or truepeoplesearch.com, or a really good paid option too is gonna be dmzach.com. But ultimately, it's up to you how you can get these phone numbers and get some wholesaling deals. But I'm telling you, they are harder to pull, but there is a ton of money to be made by pulling these type of lists. If you wanna start pulling these lists and actually learning how to do them and actually get wholesaling results, make sure you go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. Let me know below what type of lists you're gonna be going after, and I wish you the best wholesaling real estate success. Guys, if you got any value from this video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.